hit like and subscribe. You're watching the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel.
Peace, family. This is your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. I'm here today to talk about something that happened on the Piers Morgan show last night. I was on Piers, as I often am, to discuss issues around race, issues around society, and, you know, it's often controversial. We often don't agree, and I often leave frustrated, but this time was different. For once, me and Piers weren't even on a different side of the aisle. Me and Piers were basically agreeing, but the conversation revolved around this white woman who was caught on tape using the N-word against a 5-year-old black autistic child. And no one, oh, no, let me take that back. Piers wasn't disagreeing that that was wrong. He was just asking the question, you know, what does it mean for there to be a GoFundMe for this woman, a GoFundMe, which is worth now over $500,000 for this white woman. At the same time, of course, there's a GoFundMe for Carmelo Anthony, the young man who's accused of stabbing a white, or he's charged with murder now, not just stabbing, but with murder, for killing a white classmate, which he says was in self-defense. And so we were having a debate about, are the GoFundMes the same? Obviously, the people who are supporting Carmelo Anthony aren't saying, yeah, go out there and stab somebody. The people who are supporting Carmelo Anthony are saying, hey, we think he was wrongfully charged. There's more to this story. It was self-defense. It wasn't an act of aggression. We want to investigate the case, and the GoFundMe is used to build a legal defense. That's very different than the people who are funding this white woman. They're not saying she's wrongfully accused. They're not saying she's railroaded. They're saying she did it. And if you read the comments, they're saying, yo, she should be able to use the N-word. And so we have this conversation. I don't know who's coming on. I don't usually ask on debating because, to be honest, it don't matter. I feel confident that I'm a defeat bad arguments no matter who makes them. I'm going to defend my side no matter who's talking to me. But I found out it's Myron Gaines. You know, some of y'all know him from the Fresh and Fit podcast. I don't know much about him, but everything I've seen has been disgusting. I've seen him and his crew physically attack a black woman, of course. I've seen him say anti-Semitic slurs. Not just slurs, but just the worst anti-Semitic shit. I've seen him say the worst things about black women, the worst things about black communities, black people. And of course, he's not a black American. He just pretends to be one. His name isn't even Myron Gaines, but he pretends to be one so that he can make conservatives happy. And it looks like, oh, here's a black man finally speaking the truth about his people. He ain't our people. Like they say, they ain't like us. He ain't like us. And I was on with this white TikToker. What is her name? She's so unimportant. I almost don't want to give her credit by saying her name, but I will, because one, I want to be accurate, and two, I want people to know that she's trash. You know what I mean? So her name is Lily. What is her name? I just had it in front of me, but Lily Gaddis. Lily Gaddis is her name, and we're going back and forth. I'm explaining to them why what they're saying is stupid. I'm explaining to them how absurd it is that we're even having a debate about whether you should call a 5-year-old autistic black child the N-word. I mean, what are we talking about? But at the end of the debate, at the end of what was basically a 1-hour conversation, Piers is still pressing this woman about the N-word. Earlier in the show, she said, yes, I use the N-word. She said, I use the N-word. I say it freely. She said, I am a racist. She did not deny that. At the end, though, it got even worse. Piers was trying to really point out that she was a racist. He was trying to really show who and what she was about. And so Piers dares her, really, is probably a better way of saying it, to use the N-word. Here's what he said. Check this out.
And I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, black people can say things to white people all the time and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this. I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly. And you will
go
not
on, then
have
say it. Say
you
the
will not have
go on,
free
go on. Say the N-word. Go on.
No.
Hang on.
Invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say. Let me pause for a minute, because this is where it is crazy to me. My head was spinning. I already had to hear Myron Gaines say all this wild shit about black people. I already had to hear the slurs or the stereotypes. I already had to hear the lies and the disrespect of black people. I already had to watch all of that ridiculousness. But now he's saying, go ahead, use the N-word. Now, I think two things are going on in Piers Morgan's mind right here. Thing number one, I want to see if I can get her to really put a spotlight on her own racist self. I want to show the world how fucked up she is. I think that is on his list. I don't think it's number one on his list, but I think it's on his list. I think number one is if I can get this white woman to say the N-word, if I can get this white woman to say nigger on national television, international television, the ratings are going to be crazy. Now, I know some of y'all are like, what's the, what do you do in that situation? As he's saying, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't expect that. I already didn't expect to be on with a self-identified white racist. Piers says he didn't know that she was a racist. And I've never been on anything with Myron Gaines, so I didn't expect that either. But then it gets stupid. And I had to respond. Here's what I did.
Go on.
No.
Don't
invite. No. I don't want you to.
Piers, don't tell me to hang on. No, it's your show. I don't care. Not now. Not with this.
Invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here.
Now pause again. You see their faces. This loser's smiling and laughing and she's happy as hell, right? Now I know y'all saying I gave them the satisfaction because I got angry. I didn't get angry, by the way. This isn't me angry. Anybody knows me knows I'm not actually angry. I'm being animated because I needed to stress this.
That's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. You and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and to ask her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous.
Now people say you call him an Uncle Tom. I did. I never call people Uncle Toms on TV. I don't believe that because somebody is conservative or because somebody is on the right or because somebody has a different opinion than me, that they are an Uncle Tom or that they're a sellout, even if I don't agree with their politics. This dude, I think, is a sellout and an Uncle Tom because, for one, the entire conversation, he's referring to blacks as those people, you people, them, they. He does not identify as one of us, and he shouldn't. He's not a black American. He is a fake black American. I'm not even making some kind of nativist claim here. This isn't like, you're not black enough to be. No. I'm saying something different. I'm saying that he is Sudanese. He is literally not from America. And if you ask him, even on the show, what he says is, I'm African American. Yeah, he's African American. He says in the true sense. Yeah, he's African American in the way that Elon Musk is African American. He's from South Africa and he's American citizenship, I guess, or whatever, right? So this man, whose name is not Myron Gaines, it's Amadou Fadl. Amadou Fadl is not a black American, but he pretends to be a black American so that when he talks shit about black Americans, and I don't even know if he's American, to be honest, but when he talks shit about them, it looks like it's coming from the inside. And that's why I don't respect it. He is literally a Sudanese immigrant who comes to the United States and pretends to be a black American and then says, we black Americans ain't shit. And when he gets really in his bag, he says, those people ain't shit. That's why I call him an Uncle Tom. And even here, you see he's holding up a flag. It got blurred out, but that flag says nigger on it, Nigger. The flag, he had a nigger flag in the tuck. Nobody who's not an Uncle Tom has a nigger ER flag in the tuck. Just saying.
You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do. But we already know she's racist. And I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you.
So I mentioned the Jewish thing. I think that's an important point to make. No one would say, hey, we think you're an anti-Semite. Oh, you are an anti-Semite? Well, call this Jewish person next to me a Jewish slur. Oh, you're homophobic? Call this gay person next to me a homophobic slur. Oh, whatever the thing is. Like, why would we invite that? And if you would do that, then that's even worse. I don't think they would, but I think there's something about black people in the N-word that white people still feel some sense of ownership over or desire to have ownership over, where they're like, oh, yeah, you gotta let me have a little access to it. If I can't say it, at least let me get this white woman to say it. And for what? She's already said, I use the N-word. She's already said, I'm a racist. Making her say it on national TV does not expose her anymore. It does not out her anymore. All it does is get ratings, and I will not allow myself to be used in that way on this program. I will not allow racial harm to be invited to me for your benefit. That's where I get frustrated, right? Because now all of a sudden, as a black person, I'm just an object here. I'm just a thing sitting here, and you can just say, oh, call Mark a nigger. I bet you won't. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Now, again, I don't think that was Piers' intent. But Myron ain't the only ain't up there as representing the victim of niggerdom. These two white women aren't, and the white woman on the right, by the way, was fighting the good fight. She really was. Lily was trash, but the other woman was fighting the good fight. In fact, she sent me a wonderful note. Good people. And Piers ain't black. So yeah, you don't get to decide or tell me to hang on. I don't care whose show it is when you telling somebody to start using language like that. So that's how it went down. Here's the
on the left here, and asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do, but we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there. Thank you all.
Now, I got to say, this might be the first or maybe second time in TV history where I said something to a host who disagrees with me in general, and they said, you know what, I'll stand down. I got to give Piers respect for standing down. I got to give Piers respect for saying, you know what, I hear you. I think he really heard me in that moment. I don't think Piers thought about it, and I think in that moment, it hit him, and he said, you know what, this is crazy, let me stop. I respect to Piers Morgan for that. I don't like the choice you made, Piers, to do it, but I love the fact that you stood down on it and didn't invite more. That was dope. As far as the rest of this shit, man, like I'm good. But I just wanted to say we have to do this. We have to stand up for ourselves. We have to assert our dignity. We have to assert our self-respect. We cannot allow people, especially our open enemies, to disrespect us or to use that type of language of harm. And people say, well, why are you getting so hung up on the N-word? I'm not that hung up on the N-word. Right? I'm not religious about a word. I'm not flying out of my seat. Like I wasn't going to roll up in a ball and cry because somebody said it. That ain't what it is. There was an attempt to be disrespectful here. There was an attempt to inflict racial harm, and whether I am personally going to fly, jump out of a building when it happens is irrelevant. The point is, no one has a right to do that, and they damn sure ain't got a right to do that. And so I had to stand up and say, no, not here, not in front of me, not on my watch. And we have to do that, unfortunately, as oppressed people, because if we don't, they'll do anything to us. We have to assert our dignity. We have to assert our self-respect. And that's all I was trying to do. And I want to let y'all know that. So thank y'all for watching. Check me tonight on Night School. I air Night School every night here on the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel, Monday to Friday. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the join button and become a paid subscriber to the channel. It helps build this independent grassroots media project. That's how we roll. And if you don't want to do that, feel free to make a one-time donation to the channel. All you got to do is go to Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle and drop something in. If you drop $1 in, we are grateful. I promise you, we are grateful for that dollar. If you drop $1 million in, we're a little more grateful, but we'll take it. And anything in the middle, we are happy about. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Peace.